What's up, creatives? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk about today the 6 apps that I use to do photography and video stuff for my Instagram. So there's a couple apps that I use to do like templates for my IG stories. There's a couple apps that I use for color grading and certain stuff if I'm not like near my computer to color stuff. And we're gonna sit down and talk about that stuff because that's a big requested topic from you guys on Instagram. People are always asking me what I do, how did I make this story, what app that I use to make this filter, like the vintage stuff, all that. We're gonna talk about all that stuff right here. So the first app I use obviously is Lightroom Mobile. So if you go into Lightroom Mobile, I use this for coloring photos in depth. So if you come in, you go to import from camera roll. I took a few photos right here that I could just play with real quick. So I'm gonna just start with this first one with the Joby Gorilla Pod. So I'll come in here and I'll edit up the picture. Let's do that real quick. This is usually just for like some quick stuff on Instagram, on my story or something like that. I'll take out the yellows clearly on this one. Take out the greens, take out the blues definitely. Crank the clarity up, I like my clarity. Crank some sharpening in that joint. So if you hold the screen, it shows you before, and you let go, it shows you after. So I usually do a quick little edit on that. I'll go export to camera roll, boom. Then I'll come over to Instagram. Not there. I'll go to my story, swipe up, and now I got this cool photo. Now it looks really good. I took this on my iPhone, edited real quick in Lightroom, posted, crispy picture just like that. But sometimes I don't want to get into depth with it. So another app that I use is VSCO. Or maybe the photo that I edited in Lightroom, I just wanted to have like an extra VSCO filter because VSCO has some really cool filters. I've actually paid for a couple packs for filters. And these aren't typically for my main photo edits. These are just like quick edits on Instagram stories, etc. So you come in here, you can see there's a bunch of other photos that I've done for my Instagram story. You just push the plus sign, you bring in the photo. I could bring it in raw or the one that I colored. I'm gonna bring in the one that I colored already. So I bring in the one that I colored already in Lightroom, and then we're gonna highlight it, click edit, and then we can come in, we can drop a cool little filter on it from VSCO because they have really cool like faded filters. I bought this pack, I forgot what the name of this pack is. So boom, maybe I want this A6 or this A7. These are some pretty cool filters. They all look pretty good. A9 looks actually pretty cool. Let's go with A9. So next, and then save to, camera roll, save. Boom, now if you go back to your photos, it should be in your camera roll. So now I got like the VSCO filter on top of the in-depth edit that I did in Lightroom, which just makes it a little cooler. It's all about what I want the picture to look like for my Instagram story. So VSCO, I kind of go in there and use for like a quick color grade if I don't feel like going in Lightroom. In Lightroom, I go in if I want to tweak the colors of it and make it like an in-depth IG story edit. So now we're going to talk about app 3 that I use, and that is, I think it's called Kameron Classic. I use this for all my vintage filters, and this is a very popular thing that I use, a very popular question. Where do you get those light leak flares? Where do you get that texture, that vintage texture over your photo, whatever? I think this is a free app, so you click the button up at the top, you bring your photo in. I'm gonna bring in the one that we just put the VSCO on top of the Lightroom. And the cool thing about it, it puts this little orange neon looking date down in the bottom of it, really cool. And then on the left side, you have different filters that you can go through, but obviously I typically don't use any filters because I already color it in Lightroom or VSCO, so I hit none. Then in the middle, we have the actual light flares. My favorite light filters are typically 6, maybe I think it's 2. Yeah, 6, 2, and there's some other ones back in the back. I don't feel like going through all of them right now, but I'm gonna just say 6 right now. I love that little red leak on the side. And then the third one is your filters or your textures that go over top of it. I personally don't like any of them except for 20, 21, and 22, and 23. But I usually use 22 on all of my stuff. It just gives that little scratches and like noise over top of your photo. So if you hold it, you can see before, and then if you let go, you see after. I hit done. button all the way to the right, exports it to your camera roll. If you go to your camera roll, now we have that. That is my biggest secret to my Instagram story. So many people ask, what filter, I mean, what app is that? What app is that? Where can I find that? Where can I get my pictures to look like that? Now you know. So then if you come over to Instagram, you can go to upload that picture now. Let's see where, there it is. And as you can see, the date's cut off. So what I'll do in this case is I'll come to Instagram, right? I'll put the picture that I want in there so it frames it and sizes it perfect to fit the story, and I'll hit save on that photo, and I'll back out, and then I'll take that saved one back into the Kameron app and redo it. So no filter, boom, 6 for that red flare, and then I love 22 on the texture overlay. Hit done, export it. Now, if you come back to Instagram and you try to upload it, the date fits in there, everything fits in there perfect because you saved it as the size that the story would be and then went back and did it. So now everything fits perfectly in there. That looks really cool. I'm actually gonna post this on my Instagram story right now. I'm gonna say, making a tutorial right now on this filter. Boom. Make it smaller. This is like my idea on text. Typography is very important when it comes to graphic design, when it comes to posting IG stories, in my opinion. I think that typography is really important. I really like simple, white, black, minimalistic. I like to space my letters out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I got 3 spaces in between each letter and that cool little look right there. So many people always ask me like, how do you do your text? And like, did you bring that from Photoshop in or what? No, I just do it all in the app. It's just about being smart with your typography skills. Typography means a lot. The way your text looks, very important. So how do I want this to look? I'm gonna put it like right here maybe. Making a tutorial right now on this filter. And then one thing that I really like to do in my stories is get that drawing tool, bring it down to almost the bottom. And then I like to do like the squiggly line. That's like my signature. So many people I've seen start doing it, which is cool because I make tutorials and I help people out find themselves and find their style. That's kind of like my thing though, like the squiggle. I love the squiggly line underneath whatever it is that I'm saying, or if I'm putting like a like emoji, GIF that pops up and down, I like to put like the squiggly. I like to use that squiggly line. And my typography, I like it to be good. So boom, send that to the story. Boom, all right, let's back out. Okay, so the 4th app that I like to use is Unfold. And what I use Unfold typically for is to make a filter over top of like a IG story. So what I'll do is I'll go here to Instagram and boom. Yo, it's your boy Creative Ryan. I'm making a tutorial right now. Okay, boom. So I'll get my video done however I like it, and then I'll save it. I'll save it raw. Don't put any filter on it. And I'll back out. I'll go back to Unfold. And I like to use their filters that they have in there. They have some really cool ones. They have like a glitch one. They have like a RGB split one. So you click the camera down in the left bottom corner, click the picture roll down in the left bottom corner, import that video in. Yo, it's your boy Creative Ryan. I'm making a tutorial right now. Yo, it's your boy. Okay, so if you swipe left, you got the glitch one. It has a really cool glitch on it. This is like my favorite one to use. I use it on pictures and videos, honestly, when I'm doing an IG story. If you go left again, it gives you like a flat VHS one. I'm not necessarily a fan of the VHS one because it's super flat. Although you could just save this, then bring it into Instagram and then swipe and put a filter over top of this one and maybe it'll look cool, I don't know. But I like the glitch one, I don't use the glitter one, and I like the Astro, which is like a RGB split one. So when you find the one you like, you just hit that top right button where it says save. It saves it to your camera roll. Then you back out of there, you go to Instagram, you go to your story, and no, that's not it, sorry. And boom, it should be right there. And now you have the filter from Unfold right there, and you can upload a cool looking video rather than using the plain old Instagram filters, etc. I think this looks really cool. Now in Unfold, not only can you do like the filters on videos and stuff, but if you back out right here, you can do plus sign and you can make a new story. And if you push the plus sign again, there's like a ton of different templates where you can add photos or video into, and they're really cool. So I'm gonna pick this one real quick and just show you. So if you push that, you can add like, let's pick this picture and this picture and then hit done, and they'll post those in there for you. And it makes a really cool little template and just something unique and different for your IG story. And if you push the save up in the top right corner, save it to device, come back to Instagram. Now Boom, select that. Now look, your story's cool. It has a different look. Posting a picture on your Instagram story, it looks cool, right? So the fifth app that I use, Made. Made is a really cool template designer app. So just like Unfold, it has templates on it. I don't usually use the Unfold templates. I usually use Made because they have like a more little vintage vibe to them. I think Unfold actually has some like that as well, but I just really like Made. I think it's just simple to use, and this is what I actually use this specific app for. So I like Film because it's black, and I like Film too because it's white. So if you scroll through, you can actually grab any of these to make your filter. I'm gonna pick this one with the 4, and as you can see, it's got some like film style vintageness to it, I'm gonna call it. So you pick the 4 pictures that you want, you click the check mark, and it will upload those into all those spots for that template. Now it's all black with the cool little film vibe going on to it, and it's got my pictures perfectly into it. I'll hit share, save page, and what this will do is save to my camera roll. Now if you back out, I usually go to Kameron, I don't know if that's right or not, and then I'll bring this in and I'll take off the filter. Again, I'll add that vintage vibe over top of the Made template that I just made. So I like 6, let's do the 6 with the red flare on the left side. Let's go in, let's pick out that 22 because I love 22. Done. Now, if you save that, and you go look at that on your Instagram story, let it load, boom. Now you got the cool Made filter with your pictures all in it, no filter over it to affect the color grades that you did on these photos. These photos I actually edited on Lightroom on my computer and airdropped them to my phone. Then I put them into the Made template, then I added over the vintage film, and the way it looks just looks super cool. Like, I don't know, it's just cool. That's my vibe. The dark grunginess, that's my vibe. That is why I like using Made, to make those cool templates with the vintageness to them. And finally, number 6, last but not least, Square Ready. Square Ready is an app where you can take like a white background and add a video into it smaller, which is really cool, or a photo. So I have Square Ready and I have Square Ready V. Square Ready V is for video, Square Ready is for photos. So if I want to have like a white background and have a picture set like in the middle and keep the white around the picture, I can do that on Square Ready, but I usually use Square Ready Video. So what you do is you open it up, you click that thing up in the top left corner, and you pick a video. So let's see, let's just use the video I just shot. So now that my video's in here, I can hit the minus mark right here 3 times so that the video is in the center of the white, that square, and it's not touching the edges at all anywhere. So I'll hit the check, I'll hit save as video, save down in the right corner, boom, processing, let it save. Now what this does is if I wanna have a picture on my Instagram story with an all white background, the video isn't touching the edges. So when I go over to Instagram, and I go over and swipe up, now it's saved as a square, but the fact that it wasn't touching the edges, it doesn't color up the background of my actual IG story. It just makes it all solid white, which I really like. And then you can get on here and I can do my little fancy squiggly line like, ooh, like that. And then I can add some text like, and that's just how I like to make my Instagram stories. I like to have that white background and maybe have the video in the middle. Sometimes I'll go with that glitch filter and just upload the whole video into it with the glitch on it, or I'll do it like this and have the video in the middle in the center of the white background because I just think it looks modern, it looks cool, it's kind of stylish. Add some cool lines to it, or just style it up my unique way, the way that I see it, the way that I think looks kind of grungy and cool, and then I'll post that. So that's why I use Squarity. So there you go. Those are the 6 apps that I use to do my Instagram. So whether I'm doing a post on Instagram, whether I'm doing an IG story, mainly these apps are basically for my IG story stuff. I like to post a lot of IG stories and make them look cool and style them up my own personal way. And using these apps is how I achieve those looks. Now, if you don't have a laptop, you could just import your photos from your camera to your phone and edit them on that Lightroom or any of these apps and make them the same way. Put one of those vintage filters from Kameron, make it look cool and post it on your IG feed. If that's what you like to do, that's totally fine. I like to keep my IG feed pretty clean, and I like to stay with the same filter or preset that I've made for myself so I can have a consistent look on my feed. So I typically only post pictures on my IG feed that I colored with the preset that I use for my personal stuff on my iMac. So yeah, those are the 6 apps that I use. If you like this video, slap that like button, drop me a comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yep, the next one. See ya.